Yo, Froggystyles back here. We got MediocreTrader in the house. Cam should be showing up here sometime in the next 15 minutes or so. Yeah, we're about ready to go. MediocreTrader, you want to open things up?
Sure. What's going on, everybody? It's been a little bit of a rough day, I didn't really get to trade nothing. My phone was blowing up with work, actual stuff going on in my office and stuff. It was kind of crazy, but all good. No worries. I think we're going to do a deep dive kind of in the AMC. I got a wedge drawn up and stuff I'd like to show, but I'm going to let Froggy do his little thing here, and we'll bring up the wedge, and he's got his trend set up there as well. But how's everybody doing today? Get some comments in here and stuff in a few.
Yeah. Do you have access to the comments yet? Because I added you as a co-host. See if you can click one and drag it over. Like, just double click it and see if it pulls it over.
Let me see. I don't want to grab that one. I'll grab.
Hey, what's going on, PJ Solar? How you doing? We got PJ Solar in the house.
Let's try and take no. No, I have to figure it out. Like, I don't know how to do it.
Can you type? You can actually do it though.
I don't know. It just highlights it for me when I click on it.
Does it say show?
No.
Because when you click on it, it should pull it over in front of the screen. But we'll get it figured out. Eventually, it'll pop up over there. So,
yeah, we'll figure it out. I might have not done something. I don't know.
So first things first on AMC. Here we got the 30-minute chart. Let me go back to the extended hours. Oh, that's right. The lines always move. So we got a nice big wedge forming right here on AMC. We just have not found the bottom. Looks like a double bottom right here. We can't really confirm it yet because we haven't done any kind of a breakout. Actually, I think that's a little off anyways.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I got.
Because I don't count that first bar because it comes out. It's all manipulated from here over. So we're down $1.41 on AMC, which is 7.2%, which is really not what I was hoping for. We're going to cover max pain. So let me get that wrote up here because that's kind of important since we're about to close the day out. Let's go and figure out where we're headed. AMC's max pain as of right now sits between 1850 and 19. So that's 1875 plus or minus a quarter. And then we'll do GME next. I might just add Tesla in there too, because I did buy a Tesla call today, so just to play with it. GME, same thing, sitting inside of a wedge. It did hit a nice clean double bottom, but it looks like it's either gonna. It looks like it's gonna. It might pull back, but I don't want to say for sure. That it did double touch real nice, but if this doesn't break out here, you can see it's overbought at this point. Uh-oh. Is that your dog?
Yeah, she barked at the wife.
She's good. I'm getting ready.
Gotta wait for the mail lady to come. Mailman, whatever.
I was going to say that was only one little bark. That wasn't the full deal, so the cat's okay.
Yeah.
Cat. I missed that. What'd you say, Ms. Harris?
I said I missed it. I came on the end of it. I kind of heard something. I didn't hear it all the way. How you doing, Mediocre? I was looking for you this morning. Is Mr. Cameron here? No disrespect. I didn't think you. I do see our brother PJ down in the chat. Hello.
Hi, Miss Harris. How are you, hon?
Wonderful.
Trying to figure out max pain. We got max pain ranging for GME at 145 to 150, which is 147.5 plus or minus 2.5. We're sitting within that range. It's probably going to finish the day right there. And let me do Tesla real quick, just because like I do got that one. Tesla is going to be 1030 to 1040, so 1035 plus or minus 5.
I got to turn my phone off.
Yeah, I put mine on silent.
Doug.
Now, it looks like we're holding to the low end of max pain, which is fine. As long as it doesn't cross under, it should be okay on that one. My wedge lines keep getting messed up. So there is room for this to move up. That looks like a pretty solid bottom, if you ask me. You can see the, what do you call this? The supply zone down here, where they're getting pushed back up with buyers. And then you can see here we go into what appears to be a solid wedge. So waiting for the breakout. I don't know if anybody's actually paying attention to Tesla or not, but they do got earnings coming up. So there's your targets. This would be a target, but we pretty much have to go to either this one or that one.
DWAC got me this week.
You went into DWAC?
Yeah, but before that Twitter stuff happened with Elon.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely going to hurt it.
It did hurt it.
Look at AMC right now trying to push underneath that support line. Like, luckily it's the end of the day, and it's you know, that candle really doesn't count as a confirmation of anything. I don't consider it to be a confirmation of anything, just because I know how at the end of the day things get manipulated on close. We already figured max pain was going to be no less than 1850. We're already pushing down to 1827. So I'm going to expect that one to snap back. Because if they drive it under 1850, you're going to get basically a gamma pushing down Monday. That's definitely not what you want.
I don't know. The wedge is getting real tight.
Oh, yeah, volume's starting to shrink and everything. There's a huge stack of puts sitting at 18. Well, I can't say huge. It looks big because there's not many calls there either. Where's all the options? Nobody's buying this week. We got 19,000 puts and 25,000, almost 26,000 calls. And that's kind of very mild.
See, I only buy based off of the chart. I'm just going to be honest with you. If the chart says it's going to move a specific way, I'll do it. But if not, I'm not messing with it. I don't play. I try not to play risky stuff.
Yeah. Let me check a couple of these questions here. Yeah, what's good, PJ? How you doing, man? It'd be nice to get you up in here. I can always give you a restream link if you want it. You can pop up in here.
Let's give him a shout out. PJ solar cleaning and bird proofing.
Definitely need the bird proofing. That's the most important part. Well, I guess the solar cleaning is important too, or you lose power on your solar. So
right.
It's like a win-win scenario right there.
If you got a problem with dirty solar panels, you call PJ.
If you got birds, lots of them, you got problems with those, you call PJ.
That's right. PJ will hook you up.
And if you got problems with cats, I mean, you got MediocreTrader over here. He's got a dog that will take out those cats for you.
Yes. Yep. She will too. Vicious little mini pin. It's funny stuff.
I
What
don't
else
see
we
any
got?
questions yet, so give me a minute. I'll find a couple questions.
Yeah, I'm looking too.
Yeah, if you see any questions, go ahead and read one out because I'm pretty far back right now.
That's right. Beat the like button. Beat the subscribe button, right?
Yeah, definitely hit that like button. Will Smith it.
Bird boofing. You guys are too much.
I'll have to get one for PJ on here on my soundboard. We'll get him his own special one.
That's right. We'll get him a special one. Come on, we're what's it called? Networking for you, buddy. We're trying to get you out there.
I don't see any questions yet. I'm kind of shocked.
Abdul's got a funny one. Abdul B.
If you want, you can read it off.
And moves fast sometimes. Hey, Froggy, first time the guy from New York didn't upload yesterday. We are so close. I can't read it no more. Sorry, guys. I tried to get it out fast.
Oh, here's a good question, possibly. This is still on that that one argument about the buying puts and calls thing. That I can't say it's an argument, but it's a topic. If no one's buying calls, market maker would have to push the price up.
Yeah, he had a. Oh, go ahead.
It's a weird theory that's being mentioned about the calls and puts thing. But technically, if there was more puts than calls, I'm not advocating for buying puts. If there was more puts than calls, they would actually steer away from the puts and drive the price up. I think that's the concept they're trying to push, is manipulating max pain. So when there's not many calls, you would think it would lean more towards the calls, and it's not in this case, which I don't know why. So making sure I wrote the right number for Tesla. Like, did I just typo that? I could see that happen. I'll fat finger a number and somebody like, you're so far off. Wait, what did I put? Yeah.
So
right
today,
now,
I meant to bring this up to you.
Up right now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you can see right now we're at 1832. So we're moving back up. The trend's going positive on the 1 minute. The 3 minutes going to probably close the day positive too. So I'm thinking slim chance to get back to 1850 and barely close in the max pain. But since you know the puts are sitting there, what's the odds that they're gonna? Wow, somebody's putting a lot of sell pressure on it right now.
Yeah,
A lot of sell pressure. You see that?
I got 18, 19, 20 support level. That's what I got based off of that volume indicator I use.
Yeah. See, there's a red bar up here, yet. Resistance sitting right here. So we have to go up, hit 1846, and push through that for close. Like, we need a big candle right here. Are we in a wedge?
Yeah, we're in a wedge.
Yeah,
but it's not gonna, based off of my wedge, it doesn't look like it's going to break the bottom of it, though.
Yeah, because you look at it, I'm using the support that they're showing me right now, even though it technically doesn't touch right. But yeah, you can see there's a triple dip in there. It looks like you got a W here and a double dip here. So you have a double W going into this wedge here. Maybe I'm a little too high. So we need to cross over and pop up there. So we're looking to try to get back to 1833 to shoot for that 1850. So we need a big candle here for a breakout. I don't know if there's enough time. We got 12 minutes to go. So we need something wild to start happening. Last 5 minutes will do that.
So Trey put out a video yesterday saying that he was going to have a meeting at 2 o'clock on his Discord. I was actually going to go over there and try and have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
But I got super busy with my personal business stuff, so it did not happen.
I tried to get verified over there so I can go try to talk to Trey, and for some reason I can't get verified. I'm not sure why. They said there's an issue with the server mixed with something else that's why it does that, but it never got fixed.
Really, I'm in there. Let me go look real quick. I just want to make sure. Yeah, no, I'm in here fine. Interesting. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
Let's see if you got any more questions.
I don't trash him. No, I'm only teasing. that was funny.
Abdul says the first time the guy from New York didn't upload yesterday. We were so close. He is the new reverse Jim Cramer. Yeah, that used to be a joke. The inverse Jim Cramer indicator.
Oh, yep.
Because everything that Jim Cramer said, you just do the opposite and make money. Because he was like 65 to 70% wrong. Now, Lou was in space calls yesterday, lurking around, from what I understand. So he was out there, but I think they were probably trying to promote some weird stuff. He's been.
Someone asked today. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Lou's been being good since we kind of put him on blast. As long as he's being good, not trying to put out like misinformation, we'll leave him alone. But if he wants to go back out there trying to talk people into selling, we'll put him back underneath the knife.
Someone asked me today to ask you. They said they feel like we have no leverage for this play. What do you think?
Well, we actually hold a huge chunk of shares. That's kind of leverage in itself. We can have continuous buying pressure, which is also more leverage. I get the idea of like leverage in the aspect of options. So, I mean, this week we're very light. So I'm not sure what's happening there. I think it's just we're getting close to the end of the actual wedge, because volume dies off when you get to the end of a wedge. So we're back down. We'll probably just barely cross 40 million at the end of the day. Oh, there's a buy signal right there on AMC. We got 8 minutes to spike up. Let's see if we can do it.
I would say, Jay, Ape Radio comes on every weekday at 7:30, I believe, but they have other time slots as well. You have Ape Radio's schedule, Froggy?
Yeah, 7:30 Eastern PM is when they come on. Oh, yep, there he is.
Abdul in the chat is saying he believes that Trey has gotten too big for his head. He's in for the clout. Your opinion, please. I
don't want to bash Trey directly on anything because, I mean, you always want to give somebody the benefit of the doubt at all times and until they prove you wrong. So I'm just going to go with the assumption that he's got best intentions, but he is being offered a spot to come on the show this weekend to talk about his options theory that him and Astro came up with. And we'll see if he reaches out to us to actually come on or not. So we'll have to see.
I don't have a problem with Trey either. I think, he puts out good information, even if people don't necessarily like it. He tries to be, upfront with people, but you can't always sugarcoat everything. And I'm not saying that what he's saying is right. I'm not saying that at all. But, I think he tries to put out good information for the community. I don't think he's trying to hurt the community in any way. That's just what I take from it.
Whether he's wrong or right about this theory that they got working on, like I said, I don't think his intentions are bad. I would at least hope, because he's been solid since the beginning, and there's always going to be something that somebody's going to do wrong that you could always question. So we're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt on pretty much all cases, just because that's just the right thing to do. But I would like to have him come on and help educate people, especially me. Like, I'm not a fan of the whole idea of putting puts on your main play, because if I put puts on my main play and that's also my long position, I get it. It's called hedging. But, I mean, squeeze plays don't have hedging in them. So I get what they're trying to talk about, but I like to be the devil's advocate in this thing and ask them, like, why do we actually need to hedge on a short squeeze? Like, wouldn't the same thing as hedging instead of buying a put be the same as selling a call, and that's a no-no for a squeeze play?
I mean, I think so.
I mean, because like right now, I quit selling calls because I think that now we're on an uptrend, which is positive. Well, we was until we got smacked back down. Typically, you don't sell calls because if it starts ripping, you lose your future profits. And I don't want to lose my future profits.
That's why I don't sell calls.
Yeah. Well, you could do it on a downtrend, but you don't on an uptrend. You definitely don't want to. So it says Froggy is puts game on play. Not sure what that means yet. Trey is going live stream this weekend for this. Trey is going live stream this weekend for discussion. Yeah, it'd be nice to see Trey go on this weekend for discussion. But I offered him to come on here, but I haven't heard any reply back.
I wonder if he's going to have anybody over there.
Well, if he's on, somebody send me a DM on when he's going on, because I'll go over there and try to put my 2.5 cents in there. Cam, you want to do a mic check real quick? Because I haven't heard a peep out of your...
Yeah, mic check.
Okay.
You're working.
Thanks, brother. Sorry about that, my friends. At least
You're being quiet.
I know. I didn't want to bother you guys. Do you sound like you were gonna attack somebody on their on their live stream? So I was just gonna listen. Thanks for having me today.
No, we're not going to attack nobody.
I'm just joking. I'm just trying to make you guys laugh.
The only attacks we have to worry about is this one.
Yeah.
Waiting on the mailman. We're just waiting on the mailman.
I brought Miss Harris some flowers, but it's kind of hard to pass them through. I brought her 12 roses for yesterday. I kind of felt bad about that.
Oh, nice.
Here's some roses for you, Ma. Love from the Wolf Pack.
Yeah, I knew this subject was going to be a big thing about the calls and puts thing. And that's why I'm hoping that Astro or Trey at least comes on tomorrow to discuss it. And Pantheon, did anybody watch Pantheon's radio thing for at least the first 45 minutes?
I was listening to him last night, but I was kind of doing my own thing, and I was up late messing with that. But I didn't really catch anything in particular. So
yeah, I listened to pretty much all of it. I always listen to it in the background when I'm doing all my work. Like it always plays. Like, it's pretty cool. So what would you want to? He covered a lot.
He basically did devil's advocate for both sides, because he sees Trey and Astro, Boss Blunts and Bigums, and he discussed all of it. And I was like, that's probably the best thing he can do, is basically show like the pros and cons of both sides, and that's pretty much it. Right.
But if he doesn't agree, he'll tell you. Pantheon will tell you straight up. Like, I like his style, but he does it in a nice manner. Like,
yeah, I like to have Pantheon this weekend to get into, because he's already broke it down pretty good too on like his thoughts on the whole put theory thing. And he had a good point, but I'll let him spit out his talking points on it, because like he was saying, like, they weren't saying exactly to go buy puts, but they were suggesting to play both sides, which is the same thing as buying puts and calls. So And that's where it seemed like the double speak kind of thing that I kind of pay attention to is where it kind of popped up there. Like when Lou's buddy was like, well, we didn't tell you to sell. We told you to take your money to go and invest it. And it's like, well, how are you going to get the money if you don't sell?
Exactly.
We just turn on the money printer and go out and just keep playing. So
I mean, I play other plays, but I don't touch my AMC money. You know, I mean, you could do that. I'm not opposed to anybody doing that. I mean, you do what you want. It's yours anyways. I'm just saying, you know, nobody can tell you what to do with your shares, but I personally don't. I play with other money.
I've never seen a play where you have to buy puts to drive the price up. I mean, then again, I've never seen a market maker screw over an entire market and not get arrested or shut down.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I've seen a lot of weird things, but this is what's going on right now is like it's unique. I've never seen an SEC stand down and basically allow corruption to go on. I've never seen a Fed manipulate the market so blatant, like where they're like, "Oh, we're not going to put any more money in the market," and then while it's going down and we're buying puts because we're believing them, they're like, "Oh, we're not going to put any more money in, so it's going to start falling now." And they're like, "Oh, oops, here's some more money," and then it jumps up, and I'm like, you know,
I have to give the one credit because he gave me a thing from an attorney. I don't want to read it right now, but he read it on Ape Radio. It was kind of funny because I was speaking right before that. He went to walk his dog, but basically what I said was confirmed in this document he got, and I actually saved it on my Discord. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah, send me any documents you got there. So here's one from Big B. It says, imagine having puts and they drive the price up. Nice way to steal money from retail. Again, not a smart move. BS narrative. I can't see how buying puts would drive it up. I mean, logically, I mean, yeah, you could manipulate the max pain, which, I mean, look at our close today. We closed at 1823. Max pain was sitting at 1850. So I hate to call it ahead of time, but it looks like they're going to drive us down on Monday because we didn't have enough calls to offset. Now, I mean, the last thing we want to see is any more red. I mean, that's exactly it. And I'll pull this up so you can see it for yourself. So it just isn't me saying, trust me, bro. Like, here's the max pain. Here, you can see right here, 1850. If we close under 1850, we brought a stack of puts in, and that's not what we want. So it doesn't matter if you bought puts or not. They got brought into the money. They're going to get covered Monday, Tuesday, which means the price will probably get pushed down. So, I mean, it's just a fact is all I'm saying there. I don't want to see it go down, but it proves right there buying puts would have made zero difference on the play. They actually targeted the puts and brought them in to help drive the price down.
When you send me a message, I can't get the box to pop up.
Kim, can you actually pull over a message from the side? You're supposed to be co-host.
It's not working. I already tried earlier on that thing. What happened this morning, I had to end that and restart it because it did something with my stream this morning. It was weird. I had no rights. I couldn't operate my own stream. I don't know. We'll have to get used to the software.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out what.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it.
I did notice that when I tried to sign in today, my name was Cam.
It did a reversal. Mine was Froggystyles. So it did something. It switched each other's. Okay. Yeah.
Something weird's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I got to adjust my screen here because I'm like zoomed in. I can't zoom out.
On your lettering? I can't stand when that happens. I don't
it's
know
on everything. Like it's cutting the screen up. The stream is up.
Asking the panel, is BBIG still a play?
Let me go take a peek at that one. I know MULN was just asked. Let me check into both of those. I'll do MULN first because it was asked first, and then I'll get that one second. MULN's up 5% on the day, which is good. It's technically overpriced and on its way back down, only on short term. I don't know if it's going to death cross or not. It's coming in soft. It could bounce. Let me check the 2 hour here. Yeah, 2 hour gold cross. Most likely that's considered a trend, and it will probably bounce. I don't want to guarantee that until we actually make a bounce, but you're positive trending on 2 hour, which is the one that would have pulled it down and it would have forced that W-shaped bounce. So, I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. You can still get a W bottom down to 216 and then pop back up, but it does look like it's going to pop up. I think that's a trend. We'll see. It's going to either bounce here and then go higher, or it's going to come back down to here. So, what do you think, Mediocre? Do you think it's going to bounce off of that?
Off of this trend line right here on Mullen?
Yeah, well, I set that trend line just because it looks like it's in an uptrend, but there's no bottom. So, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it looks like yeah, you see where this red check mark is to the left?
This one?
Yeah, it looks like it bounced right there off of that. Yeah, right here where your pointer is. Up higher a little bit. Right where that check mark is, if you go across, that looks like where the support level was, and it's in a bounce now. So I think it'll probably bounce on that trend line right there and continue up if I see it correctly.
Well, judging by the way it's bouncing at an angle, it looks like it's hitting a trend line. And
yeah, that's
it's
what I'm
not
saying.
been confirmed, but you could tell by 3 touches and an attempt to bounce up. Definitely looks like it. And you can see with this little spike here, that looks like it's trying to bounce off, and it just kind of got held down by the end of the day. I think Mullen's going to go higher in short term. I just can't tell where it's going to go.
Yeah, it came down to your neckline and bounced up, and I think it's going to continue that trend line.
I think you'll probably see it go back up to 277 or roughly about that point. And that will be on short term. I can't read past that because we haven't even confirmed that this is a trend. Because you're waiting for this bounce to confirm that the bottom is no longer needed. So if it needs that bottom, it'll come down to 216. If it doesn't, I mean, there's your new bottom, which is a higher low, and you'll probably get 2 more bounces. So there's your first trend. There's your next resistance. And that might not even be honored. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how much of a fight it goes through. And then what was the other one that we had to do, BBIG?
I fixed my screen so I can actually see, so we're good. Go ahead. Yeah, BBIG.
How'd you fix your screen?
They want to know if BBIG still a play.
I had to do Alt space to bring up the to resize the window.
Oh.
Because I couldn't see you guys. When I was trying to drag over comments, it's made the window too big.
Gotcha. All right, so we got BBIG here. We're up 2.2%. It did have a sell check mark, and it just pushed right through it. So I'm thinking we're probably crossing on a 2 hour. About to cross on a 2 hour. Not quite there yet, but it was still enough to push it through. So that means you got 1 hour cross. So you're 3 hours in. Let me see what time that was. 13. Yeah, that's what happened. It crossed over on the 1 hour right here, where it got that sell check mark, and it got pushed straight up. 2 hours going to take over and probably push it much higher. You're diverging right now with the uptrend. So BYG in short term, I think is going to continue to go up. On a 2 hour, I think it's definitely going to keep going back up. Let me see if I can figure out. That looks like a breakout. It's kind of hard to see the point. Again, we still don't have a solid bottom. We just have like a point down there. But there's your downtrend, and it popped up with a big candle, and it Let me pull it up on the 30. That's what it is. That's why I couldn't find it. So right now you're waiting for the breakout. Because you can see you see how it goes light red across here before it dips. I took that pink candle right there, drew from that point across the top. That point didn't make it up as a higher low or a low or a high. And there's your third touch. So there should have been a green check mark down here and
That high is
here. But it
that
wasn't.
high is higher than the last one, is what I was going to say.
Yeah, so right now you're fighting that resistance over there. So once you cross 280, and that's a support line, so we'll just use that as a resistance. Once you get across 280, I think it's going to still push right through 286. And I don't know if it bought any higher than that. We'll have to go check another time frame. Yeah, those are your points. I'm not even going to use that one. All right, so you're waiting for that breakout above 280. Once you break 280, you'll be heading up to 299, and then actually that might not be a good point either, but 313, it's tough because you can see a high point here, and that's like a conservative point. I think you'll be heading up to about $3 a share once it pops and breaks through. Let me check the daily. Yeah, that's not looking good on the daily. Need a bounce there.
I see our friend, the one is up in the spectacle. You'll speak right after you get done with that. Let them know if BBIG is still a play.
Yeah, it's definitely still a play.
Yeah. Did you want the short interest on it? It's been just updated, 13.1 or 13.75. So yeah, it's in the squeeze area. Not saying it's going to squeeze. It's on the list.
I smell tacos. I'll tell you all that.
That's beautiful, brother.
I smell friggin' tacos, man. Homemade ones too.
Actually, I got a news bulletin on this thing. It says short volume of BBIG 50.36% on the 7th. It went up 22% compared to the 6th. Okay. So that short volume.
Let me see here.
It's pretty low on volume though, eh?
I got that one taken care of. Big B says that is the ABC algo at work. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what the market maker is using. It's going to be the same patterns over and over. It does look like they've changed up their pattern a little bit. It's a little bit more broken, but I think it has influence with the dollar. A lot of people don't look at that dollar, and I don't understand why. Because if you trade on Binance, you still got to pay attention to your main currency when you're trading those altcoins. So if you don't pay attention to Bitcoin's direction, you're going to get smoked when you play an altcoin. That's why a lot of people trade the wrong direction, and it's because they're not paying attention to their currency. And when you trade stocks, you still got to pay attention to your currency too. When your currency's going up, get out of the stock, go to your currency, let the stock price drop. Then when you have a stronger dollar, you go back in and buy your stock. And you do the same thing with Bitcoin, with any other coin linked to Bitcoin or Ethereum or Binance, because each one is basically a currency of the altcoin. So you always want to pay attention to your currency.
Go ahead, the one you can speak now if you like.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, what's going on the one? How you doing, man?
If you just speak, he's working his hand so he can only hear, but he came up to speak, so I guess we'll come back. Hi, Mr. Kim. I don't want to be disrespectful, Mr. Kim. The Wolfpack crew. Hello. Mediocre, I say hello to you. Appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome, hon. Thank you.
Hi, Moms. Sorry, I had a dump truck going by my house. I had to mute it.
Rosalind's asked in her chat to see if you guys think this. She says, what, her name is Rosalind. She says, come on. She
Sorry
said,
about that.
maybe we should stop buying it because it's not working. What do you guys think? And do something else.
No, I think if we stop buying, the price is going to get smacked even harder. What's
Yep.
dropping the price right now is a strong dollar.
Yeah, that's normal.
I agree.
We've been with that for about 2 weeks. We've been very strong on that. The whole market's having a shift. Started about 3 months ago.
If we stop buying, I think what happens too is it makes it easier for them just to play ping pong back and forth and push the price down. So
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
there's
Keep the
that.
pressure on. Pedal to the metal.
No matter what
Jim,
anybody
Jim,
says.
like to speak, say, sir. I see you too.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How's it going,
What's
man?
going on?
Listening to you guys. But I just got a random question. I'm buying them, holding, not going anywhere. Just that caught my attention earlier. Now, they'll say a certain person retail had this brokerage firm, but they did a put call on 5 contracts that equals 500 shares, and they lose out. Do they just suck those shares right out of their account?
There is no shares. It's just a contract. It's a piece of paper. So they lose all their money. So you're saying if they bought $500 or they bought 5 contracts worth 500 shares, right? It's not really shares. It's a contract. But when it goes down, if they turned it around and went the other way and drove the stock price up, they lose all that money unless they could bail out and recover some of it, but there's no actual shares involved. Would you agree?
I wasn't listening.
Well,
So I was trying to read
If
these.
I can just jump back.
Did I answer your question correctly?
Actually, my question was, let's use me as an example. Let's say I have, I don't, but let's say I have 10,000 shares, and I want to take out with my brokerage firm put contracts. Now, I'm not doing this. I'm just asking. And I take out 5 contracts, and they expire worthless. Does that cost me 500 shares?
No.
Because that only if you're selling like premium or something like that, and okay, so this is one thing I was asked to actually bring up too. So while you're mentioning it, I'll cover it this way, and this will probably make it clear. There was a mentioning of selling covered calls, and what happens if they go in the money. And what happens is, we'll say that you bought 30 strike, or no, you bought 500 shares, and you sold 5 contracts of covered calls with a $30 strike, and it went to 31. So basically, you would gain all the profits up to 30, but that last dollar, they will take your contract or your shares from you, and they will pay you $30 a share, roughly, and then they will give that to the other person so they can make that dollar. So it's not that you lose your shares altogether and you lose all that value. You lose that dollar difference on them shares, and they give you cash. Like, they close out your position and they give you cash for your shares at that strike. So it's an agreed upon selling price. So you agreed to sell at 30. So whenever it hits that price or further and it goes into money and they execute them, then they take your shares and they give you $30 a share. If it went up to 31 or 32, you basically gave away your future profits. So it's a misconception a lot of people have, thinking they lose everything when it goes into money, but that's not how it works. Does that help you understand on how that works?
You could just take that money and buy right back in, but
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay the higher price for the shares. Froggy's 100% right on that.
So we'll say it hits 30, 31, and then they execute the contract. You've already made that profit difference. But like I said, that's the reason why you don't sell covered calls on an uptrend on a squeeze, because if it squeezes and you sold call contracts, you miss the whole entire squeeze. So, but when it's downtrending and it's expected to continue downtrending, you actually sell call contracts and you can accumulate money to buy shares at a discount. So the only time you don't sell call premium is whenever you think it's going to squeeze. Now, puts are the same way. You do it the other way around. You can actually sell. I'm not sure if you, depending on the brokerage house, I think you can do some sort of, like, you can sell puts, but I think that it has to, is it cash secured? You can do stock too, right?
Cash secured puts. If you want to sell a put, it has to be cash secured.
Yeah. Now, if you're buying puts, it's two totally different things. You paid premium for it. So we'll say that if you bought, I don't know, 15 strike puts on AMC and you paid, I don't know, I'm just going to guess $100 a contract. If it expires worthless, you keep all your shares that you've always had. It's two separate positions. So the money that you paid for your premium just disappears and that's it.
What I like to do though is, like, I like to sell covered calls on a stock that I don't care if I lose if it goes up, right? Because I'm expecting it. I'll give you an example. And I'm Ford, for example, it doesn't move a lot, right? It's kind of pretty consistent stock. It stays around the same price. So if you sell covered calls on, say, Ford, and I'm just speculating, right? The chances you're going to collect premium for selling those calls, but the chances of it running up past your call price is not, it's not really going to happen. But if it does, it doesn't matter. You just sell your shares, you wait for a pullback, you buy back in. That's basically the concept behind covered calls.
Yeah. Jim, did that answer your question for you that I was telling you earlier? I forgot to ask just to make sure. Just give me like a hands up or something if it did. I just want to make sure I got your question answered because it was kind of like two things. I had someone ask me about the covered calls, and I figured I'd hit them both at the same time.
No, I guess the problem was it was going around the community today that, let's say I had 5,000 shares in my corporate account and it did 5 puts, and I had to gather money that they would take 500 shares out of my portfolio. That's kind of what I was looking for.
Yeah, hold on a second here. I'm trying to plug this little speaker thing in before it dies. It's flashing red. Yeah, they don't touch your main position. And I'm not advocating for buying puts in any which way. So like I said, I'm just trying to give you like an idea of what it does, and it doesn't affect your main play as far as taking your shares from you if something happens, because it's not considered a covered or secured play. So it's either covered call or secured put, whatever.
Well, I was kind of more worried about everybody in the community that I'm not doing no puts and I'm not an advocate of that either. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
But I was worried about people that did it that might have lost some of their portfolio.
Yeah. Well, education is important. So that's why I like the questions that come up, because a lot of people that might be curious, they have questions that they might be afraid to ask. And from what we do know as a group here, it's nice to try to educate people a little bit on stuff, because I know like calls is one of the harder, or not calls, but options is one of the harder things to explain, because it is a little complex. But I don't want to see people go running into options trying to do an experimental put thing and get blown out. I mean, it would have worked for this week, but I'm not saying that's a smart play, because you end up hurting people that have long positions. And I don't know. It's so complicated. It's like, I don't even know what to say about it. You know what I mean? Because like, there's pros and cons of every single thing. And like I said, if you want to put puts on something, do what I did and put puts on a big cap stock. You know what I mean? It's something that's less manipulated, and you can make money off of that. Like Goldman Sachs, Robinhood, puts on something that is actually like a crappy company that you have no long position in, so you're not hurting other people's position. And can you imagine like 500,000 people going and placing puts and driving down the price of the stock? I mean, it's going to hurt everybody's long position, and that should never be a goal or even an idea. But I get it. You know, there's a theory behind it, and I just like to see Trey come out and explain it to where, you know, obviously the market maker is not scared of a stack of puts. They just brought a stack in the money. So maybe they would, using it as a hedge, if the price did go down, you can make money to sell or to buy. I mean, I guess there is a theory behind it, but you're still throwing money to the wind. You can just buy long and hold.
Yeah, that's what you should do. Just buy long.
I mean, you don't see people trying to short Bitcoin. They're just stacking. And that's because the price will always go up. It's harder to manipulate Bitcoin because there's actually like a legit limit of coin.
The other downside is when you push the price down, we don't know when. They could recover at any time, right? So they could just boom, and then everybody's up and we're out.
Hey.
You lose a position on that. So
It's not worth it.
It's risky.
Because this will be the last squeeze play.
Weston W is asking, can you guys look at NILE and ASTR?
Let me look up now first.
I didn't hear the first one. You got that one?
NILE. What was the second one?
ASTR. I got it written down.
ASTER?
Yeah.
Or you mean ATER?
No, let me see. He says, where's he at? Wait up here. No, ATER. I'm sorry. ATER.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
ATER. Thank you.
Diaz says, boss at 9 p.m. He will be here. That would be awesome because
Sweet.
I know Bigums will be on. We just got to, I think he was saying something about Sunday, but we'll have to wait and see like how his schedule plays out because he is pretty busy with what he's got going on. I think, doesn't Bigums work a job too? Or he's always doing something.
What time zone is he in, Froggy? Is he
That's
on
a
the
good question. That's why he wants to be later because he's probably like
Pacific or something, right? Yeah. It's hard, man. It's hard, for sure. But
let me see. Nile is running flat. Looks like it's in a wedge too. I see it appears to be consolidation.
that stock keeps on coming up. Lots of people keep on asking about it in the mornings too.
The Nile stock.
Yeah, same as ATER. So I think a lot of people have got in on this.
1, 2, 3. You're on your third dip. Monday should be your pop-up breakout. It's like a perfect setup for a wedge break. There you go, mediocre trader. There's a play for you right there. It's almost perfectly clean. As long as it honors that support and stays there above 58 8/10. There's a good chance that it will pop up and break here, confirm at 63. Once it does that, then you can work your way back up. Now, there's a limit here. You don't have much volume. Yeah, your volume's getting weak. You need a volume breakout candle to confirm breakout. This looked like it was going to be a confirmed breakout candle, but there was no movement getting up through there, so it came back down. Looks like they were attacking it. So let me see. 2-hour flat consolidation, longer downtrend. That's not good. Daily oversold. Waiting for that to turn pink, come off the bottom too. You might have to wait till Tuesday to get a full break on this thing.
Ooh, that's short.
Break. Like, look at how bad it looks red on a daily. Like, it's being lit up.
There's no volume coming in.
Yeah,
It's only 8.43% short. It's not in squeeze zone. It's too low. Way too low.
Yeah, look at all this negative pressure down here.
It's getting
And
flatter.
the buyers haven't crossed over yet, so it may not make it out of that wedge.
I don't think so, bro.
So
I hope so for everybody that's in it, but it's not.
Yeah, keep an eye on it though for 58 and 8/10. As long as it holds that support and it does bounce up to the 63-cent range, I mean, then you have potential to move up further. But if it falls underneath that support line, I mean, I don't know where it's going to go from there, but it doesn't look too good. It isn't a wedge, though, so that's one positive thing you get to look at. Just hope it will move forward.
Calls on this thing. What is it? 40,000 out of the money, 2,200 in the money. That's a big difference. Holy crow!
Yeah.
Wow, they're making a ton of money on this stuff. That's what we mean about how bad it is. Like, you can mess up. Like, look at that ratio there. That's like a lot of people have lost money. It just shows it right there.
Of calls.
I think a lot of the markets, because the market's being pushed down too. I didn't look at the SPY today, so I really can't speak about today. I'll go look now.
This is a perfect thing for the stock. If they were delta hedging and there was like 3-to-1 calls versus puts, if options actually mattered anymore, they would delta hedge them calls because there's a certain amount that needs to be covered, and it would have drove the price up, and it didn't. So that kind of proves to you that options, the way that they've been playing them ever since June, has been completely changed in the market.
Oh, they're moving it wherever they want, man. That's how they're making their money. I think we sealed all the doors. I think they're pretty much messed up. So
yeah,
like they got nothing else to. They're grasping at straws. Like they're messed up. We got them up against the wall, 100%. That shows that. So are you on that ATER there, Froggy?
Yeah, that's the next one I'm going to cover.
Okay, it's short percent of float, my friends. It's 16.19. So yeah, it's a little prime. Yeah, it's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, the SPY's trading in a range, guys. That's a lot of it too. You know what I mean? It's not really moving up or down. It's just bouncing in a range.
Now you got a buy check mark down here. You're also oversold right here. So looking pretty decent for a pop-up on the short term. Let's go out to the 2-hour. And it is starting to cool off. It wasn't an uptrend. I don't know if it will stay there or not. But let me see. You got one bounce, two. We'll have to see. Will it come back down and retouch this line here at some point? Or is it going to... Yeah, most likely it's going to pull back. I think short terms, what you're going to get a little pop-up in there. And I'll probably put your double top in there. We'll just pick this as your, like the top. So we'll say about 508. And if it doesn't push through that number when it tries to go back there, I'm just going to be conservative though and say like 493. Let it come down here, bounce off this line one more time, and go back up and do a double top. And if it doesn't break through that 508, then there's a good chance it's coming back down to the support, which is an uptrend. And you can see that here on the 2-hour. So, and that means the price could be roughly $4 a share again. So it does look like the market's starting to pull back. I don't see it down here yet, but the RSI is cooling off. The cash is flowing out. So at least
Grab
you got
Cam, he fell out.
I'll go ahead.
I said grab Cam, he fell out.
Oh, where'd he go?
He's trying to get back in.
I thought you were putting a chart up there. I heard that noise, and I was like, oh, he's got a chart he wants to bring up. I didn't realize Cam, fell out of the channel.
Yeah, no, he fell out. You were talking, and I was trying not to interrupt you.
That's
No,
all
it's all
good. I was just hanging out backstage. You know how it is. Just that riding dirty, man.
Someone in the chat saying, is it safe to say buy puts
Oh, that's the whole comment.
I know, right?
I was waiting for more of it. In my opinion, I mean, I still until the theory gets proven, we need proof of concept to even say that buying puts on your main play would even make any sense. I'm not objective against buying puts. I mean, I bought puts on Tesla last night, so I'm not objective to playing puts. I just can't see me putting puts on a play that I'm long in. It just sounds counterproductive. I understand the concept of the hedging stuff, but I mean, you got to place puts in a timely fashion to make money, and it really doesn't make sense why you would play against yourself unless you plan on not making as much money.
I mean, I play puts a lot, just not on those stocks, but if the SPY's going down, believe me, I'll put on that. I don't care.
Yeah,
You know,
SPY's a good one. If you want to put puts on something, SPY's the easier one to make money on. There's more liquidity there, so you're more than likely to get a better value for your option. It's easier to sell. You don't have to get stuck into play.
Exactly.
Like people are always buying stuff and selling stuff, so and you get a better value when it moves $1. So it might cost more, but it's well worth it. It's safer, less manipulated. You don't want
Not
to really
financial
invest in
advice.
options in manipulated stocks. It's too risky. It can be done, but it's risky.
And what does the pros outweigh the cons, right? Think about what the IV is up on those, right? Whether it's a call or a put, they're up. I don't care what anybody says about, IV's lower on puts versus calls. It's still up. It's elevated versus another stock that's not being manipulated. That's all I'm trying to say, right? So you'll make more in a play that has low IV than high IV, and that's all I'm trying to say, right? Like, yeah, you're going to make money, but you can make the same money doing it on another stock. Is all I'm trying to say. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not telling anybody how to trade. You do what you want to do. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's all I was trying to say.
Come on. Don't be like that. I'm just messing with you, bro. Stop screwing around, man. I'm trying to avoid shit.
No, you're good.
I know.
What do you think?
What's bothering me is this stupid stream bot from Twitch. Those things are retarded. Pardon my lecture. I shouldn't say that word. It's attacking my thing.
Hey, Froggy. Hey, Cam.
Hey, go ahead, man.
Hey, how you doing? Diva, what was those two tickers? ATER and BitNile?
Yeah.
Yes, brother.
Yeah. Okay, can I comment on something with whoever was asking if they were listening? This is just my opinion, not financial advice.
It's Weston W. He keeps in the last thing. Weston.
Okay, Weston. This is my opinion. Okay, Weston. This is just my opinion. Okay. When you look at the options chain on those two, and you see really cheap option prices like 1 cent or whatever like that, and I think I just looked it up, and I think BitNile has that. ATER adder is different. It's a higher price. Now, when you want to play options, you got to be very careful with the 1 cent one, because the price of that stock has to move dramatically for you to gain any premium on that. And that's just my warning on what I've experienced on, like, if you look at Sundial, it's the same thing. It's like 1 cent, 3 cents, but you can buy a lot of it, right? It's cheap. But it has to move a lot for you to make money. You have to buy a lot of it for you to gain some gains on this. And that's all I have to say. So just be careful when you buy an option on those 1 cent stocks. That's all.
Thanks for keeping it real, buddy. That's totally true. Hi, Weston.
Hey, I'm sorry, Asian. I'm going to say Asian. I'm sorry. No disrespect to you, because I like you. But when you come into the space, you got to give Froggy and his partners respect. You gotta say hi. That's out of respect. Because you're coming to a Froggy space call. So just go on forward with no disrespect to you. You just hello, Froggy. Do you mind if I?
Yeah, I say hi to Froggy and Cam.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, how do
But
you
there's
do
MediocreTrader. No, you don't have to say with me. There's MediocreTrader too, though. Just, going forward.
with
Just
Jim,
out of respect.
right? With Jim, right?
No, that's two separate persons. MediocreTrader. Peter.
Oh, mediocre. My bad.
Yeah,
She's
my
so
bad.
cute.
Yeah.
She's so cute. You're so
I
cute,
wanna-
man.
You're good. No worries. Thank you.
Yeah.
YouTube. Man, I know you guys do
God
live
bless
on
your
YouTube,
soul.
so my bad.
Yeah, appreciate you, though. I appreciate all that you do. I appreciate your opinion. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys.
No, no worries. Thank you. We appreciate it.
And Foggy, you can take me down. Thanks a lot, man.
All right. Thanks for coming, man. Thanks for the your thoughts.
Yeah, no problem.
Did you, Froggy, I have a question for you. Did you get it? Did you listen to that recording from yesterday at all? I just want to keep it very vague on that, but did you get it?
On that Amy chick, it was actually somebody else commenting on how they
Okay,
like
I just don't want to dig into it. I just wanted to know if you got that, if you wouldn't mind forwarding over, and I'll take a take on it neutral.
Yeah, well, it is weird. There's people out there intentionally agitating the community.
Oh, yeah. We know
And
that.
the community should be watching out for that. So I'll just announce this now. There actually is people going around stirring the pot in communities on purpose. So just when you see them come in, they'll say things to get under your skin to attack other people.
For sure.
And that's the whole divide and conquer tactic. And they even
That-
admit that they're doing it for fun. So watch out for the trolls.
Casey Shaw gave me warning the other day. He's getting hammered on right now with that troll stuff. He said, I said, is it happening to us? And I said, not really. I wouldn't know because my mods are, they don't tell, I don't see stuff really. They're on it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that a lot of mods aren't. It's just that, I don't know. There's so many of them, right? But yeah, Casey, if I feel sorry for my friend there, or our friend, sorry, poor guy.
Yeah. He runs a free speech channel, so he lets them talk. Because I was in chatting with him in his channel, and I call him out in the comment because I laugh at him. Anybody who cares about my money, you know what I mean? I really
I don't understand that. Like, I don't
I
understand
really gotta-
that. Like, really? Like it's the
I really
weirdest
got a
thing.
question. I'm like, you really care that much about me that you're
And that's
willing to come
new.
on YouTube and chat? I want to see what they have to say.
And that's like new in the last year. It never used to be that. That's like something new. Like I'm first gen YouTuber on the stocks there, and we never had anything like that before. It was, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, who cares? Like, really?
Yeah, we're gonna have to start doing some troll prevention kind of stuff, just because of the fact that I know that there's people intentionally causing division. That's why all the communities have been so scattered, because like somebody will come in and just drop a wedge, and then it just splits everybody. And you could see it kind of happening with the Astro Tray options thing. That there's a divide that just popped up, and there's like two different groups now, one that agrees and one that disagrees. And I'm like, I'm stuck in the middle. I'm like, just educate, like I want to hear both sides.
Is it that bad, Froggy? Like, what have they said? Have you heard anything? I didn't think they were saying.
Well, look at the questions that are coming in right now.
No, I know that. That's just the community. But have they replied to any of these? Have you guys seen anything?
They're making
Yeah,
videos.
he had an open mic session today at 2:00.
Okay.
I was gonna go in there, and I didn't have time, but that was my plan, to go in there and try and get some questions with him. And I was gonna try and record it, but I didn't just want to go into his Discord and record and not have permission to do it. I was trying to do it in a better way, but I never ended up doing it. You know what I mean? Because I don't mean disrespect. I mean, when you put out, I don't think that the information that they're putting out is bad. It's that
it's open ended.
Right. Exactly.
They're not stealing it. They're leaving it to so people can get hurt, instead of putting a disclaimer saying, hey, you can actually lose a lot of money in this stuff. Be careful what you're doing. Make sure you have a mentor or somebody that you've taken class or something, at least a fail-safe system. I understand they're leaving it open-ended, kind of like Lube does, right? So
I think that we should all get together and have a meeting, and I guess he's going to do that on Saturday or something. I don't know, but
Well, I'm trying to do it, but whether Trey will, actually come and back up his talk, that's
They
the
won't.
other question.
I hope so, but dude, I can't see it. I'm sorry, Froggy, but I just, you know how it is, bro.
Oh, I know how they are.
Yeah, when you're right, you're right. But they're younger. Like we're older. I think we were a lot the same. I was a lot the same way when I was like, well, how old is that? How old is Trey?
He's in his
he's in
20s.
his 20s.
Like 25 or something around there.
But here's the thing. Like, I know Bigums and
22 or
Boss Blunts
23.
and
Oh, wow.
the guys from that group were trying to get like a get together with Trey before, and Trey basically snubbed them. And there's no reason for that. Like, if you got honest information and you want to help the community honestly, you would work with everybody, but Trey don't work with nobody. So, that's the thing. Like, how are we supposed to trust the word of somebody if they don't want to come out and work with the community? That's why you're going to see Boss Blunts come on, because he wants to help people.
Good.
He's reaching out to people because he wants to get the information out. Trey ain't reaching out to nobody. He's like, come to my stuff, come to my server.
Yeah, see, that's
me. And it's like, dude, like you're not reaching out to anybody, but you want everybody to come to you. And it's like, how's anybody supposed to trust that? It seems like it's all business.
When he's in his 40s, he'll be looking back on this going, wow. The same as we did when we were younger. I look back on some of the things I've done, right? It just, it is what it is. It's just that it's definitely gone to their heads a bit because they're pretty young, like how fast their channels grew and stuff like that. It just everything lined up. You know what I mean? So, too bad they didn't
I talked to him. He responds to me in the server. Like if I
I seen that. You were showing me that.
I understand that somewhat of his point, but they are young. You know what I mean? But I think they're smart kids. So I don't know.
Well, they're doing something right, man.
Exactly.
But they also hit it at a perfect timing too. There's a lot of things that lined up for them. Definitely they're under a lot of pressure too for what they became overnight. But that's one thing that we take pride in is that we, I think it helps that we're older. I keep myself in check, and I always tell my mods, like, if I start slipping, which call me on it, right? Like make sure that I'm in check all the time, right? Not that would happen. It's just that you get bogged down with this work and stuff and start, you know what I mean? Looking at things that it's like a job that you don't like trying not to take the fun out of it, right?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Trey or Astro take me up on the offer.
Yeah.
I don't expect anything from Trey, but we'll see if he comes in. Astro, it actually shocked me if he didn't actually come over.
I've never met him at all. I disagree on his algorithm stuff though, but everybody's go ahead.
I got no problem talking to either one of them. If one of them shows up, at least we have a conversation, and I don't think it's going to be bad. I mean, no disrespect. I just want to hear their philosophy on it and why they think it's a good idea.
I want to pick Astro's brain on the algorithm. I just want to just ask him some questions that are I got to see it in front of me to see what he's seeing and what he's explaining. I just can't wrap my head around that just because I studied that stuff. But maybe he's seeing something that I don't. So I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Like that'd be awesome, man. Hook it up, Froggy.
Oh, that's what I'm working on. That's what I figured. It'd be educational for everybody because, I'm curious about what they're exactly trying to push. And me, I trade options. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hold on a second. That don't make any sense.
What's up, brother? Do you want to pull some? Oh, I wish I was modding for you. I'll give you a hand. This comment here.
Hold on. Bobby's trying to get in, but he can't find my space call. How does that happen?
Bobby.
Yeah, how does he not be able to see the space call?
I'm going to ask Ma a question. Ma, could you have a minute here to speak to Ma? Froggy, will you do that? Okay. Ma, Ceres, I have a question for you, Ma, if you got a minute. Are you there? Maybe she's not. Maybe that's why, Froggy, it's down.
I'm here. I was
Can you hear
sending
me?
something to Frog. Somebody sent me something, so I think it's just.
Hi, Ma.
DM'd it to Frog. It's to my DM, so I DM'd it to Frog. I'm here.
Hi, Ma. I have a question for you. I'm doing a thing next week because the mods do a lot of work, and they do. I just want to put it out there to show the public and the community how much work they do, and just a take from each channel on my live stream. I'm wanting to invite you, and I want to do it live. Pam, Liz, I've invited like pretty much all the mods I can get a hold of to come on and just if you wouldn't mind, you don't have to like come in live. You can just talk if you want with the screen blank. I give them the options on that too because of the privacy thing. But I wouldn't mind. I think the community would like to know a lot of what it's like behind the scenes and how much work's involved and that kind of stuff. Because the mods hold these channels together. I know at least on mine, and I know on yours end too, Ma. Like you're up early in the morning, like just early. Like I just yeah. Would you be interested in that? I did send you a request. Froggy was nice enough to give me your Twitter thing, so I did send a pending thing. So I'll let you answer that, Ma. But
is it all right if like Only and PJ Solar and come as well? They're mods for you haven't met him yet, but PJ's on leave right now, but he's really good.
okay.
And Only's on leave too, so is it all right if they come as well? Or
Ma, all of them.
That's not right.
All of them. I would like to do 2 weeks if we could have it, maybe like 2 a day, and just go through all the channels. It's have A on there, my mods, and yeah, we can just book a couple together. And I just don't know them all, Ma. If you want to put a list together and maybe get them to hit me up on Twitter and just give me like a like or whatever, a follow, and then I can contact them. I need your help, Ma.
Okay, Bobby taking the name for PJ, so I'll send it to him as well. That's wonderful. Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, they deserve it. They deserve it because it's not all about us creators. They create their content behind the scenes, which protect us and to keep things down. Anyways, thanks, Froggy. Go ahead, bro.
I'll just try to fix a problem on the back end here. But so we do got a question here. It's by Ant Card. It says, if everyone agree to trade's theory, many will scalp it down at the same time. Apes will be divided. That's exactly one of the fears that I have is you got one group saying to do, one thing and another group saying to do another thing. Buy and hold wasn't actually hurting anything. That's the reason why everything worked out. And until there's a proven concept that can prove that theory works, there's no reason to actually try it.
No.
I mean, because it's just like engineering. You come up with a concept, you draw it up on paper. If it looks good on paper, it can be proven, then you go with it. But you don't just spout out something with no proven method behind it, proving that it works.
Yeah, there was only one flaw in that when we were told to stop buying. That was the worst thing to do. We've seen the negative pull down in the market right away.
Yeah. If you stop buying and you start buying puts, it's going to be the same thing. The price will go down. Mm-hmm. So I don't see how buying puts would actually push it up. I get how Max Payne works, but we do got Casey Shaw in the house here. If he wants to come in, he can come in. Oh, wow. Put his 2 cents in too, because I just gave my 2.5 pennies. So
for sure.
Yeah, he understands this stuff enough too. I just don't see the benefit of slamming puts on a long play. I get the delta hedging, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, maybe there's something I'm not seeing and you're not. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm inviting them to come on so they can explain it to me as an option trader. Like, what am I not seeing? Because
you never know. We could be missing something, right? But that's why, talking to each other is the way to do it.
Exactly it. If it's a special trick or something, I'd like to know about it, but I'm still not convinced yet to do it. I need more proof before I waste money.
Yeah.
Mediocre. When is Ape Radio on? Are they specific days? They're on at 7:30 p.m. pretty much every night.
That's Pacific Standard, or that's Eastern Coast.
Yep.
Okay.
That's 7:30 p.m. Eastern every single day.
Really nice group. I went on there once, really respectable. I was down at the bottom. There must have been like 50 to 100 people on there. And just, wow, I clicked it and they brought me right up to talk. I was like kind of blown away.
Yeah, they cover just about everything that hits the news.
Yeah.
So it's always good to stop in there.
And they're nice people there. I like them. Good people.
Yep, definitely got some good people over there.
Get
We got
some
the
solid
talking-
information
the
over there.
We got the talking gray dot. There we go.
I
love
forgot to hit the
talking
button.
media.
I was
It's
sitting
all
here the whole
good.
time.
Can you pass me a banana? I'm really hungry, man.
All right. This way. There you go. Grab as many as you want.
There you go, man.
Doxita says maybe if the majority of retail were to buy on lit exchange, that's the one thing that I know Bigums and Boss Blunts have been preaching is lit exchange.
I have a question about this, Froggy. Fidelity, because I'm Canadian, I don't know anything about it. I've been asked this question, and maybe you could help answer it, just so I know the answer. I won't answer to it because I don't know the answer to it. With Fidelity, is there in the app? Is there like a thing like that you click over to divert it to the? Okay, that's what I figured,
Yeah,
but I didn't
that
want
one and TD Ameritrade I know do it.
Okay.
Supposedly E-Trade does it, but I think you have to buy you have to get their pro app. And I don't think Weevil does it.
It's in the
Yeah.
settings for Fidelity. It's in the settings. You just go into the settings.
You have to manually change it, and then
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I only know on
Robinhood don't.
I'm gonna make a video of it. I think because it's on the desktop version. I don't know if you can do it on your phone or not.
Okay,
You know, there's two different Thinkorswim apps.
Yeah,
you get the phone version or you can get the desktop version. I know in the desktop version, it has that.
Yeah, most apps do. They're more broader in the computer browser.
Oh,
what was that?
Oh, incoming call.
Oh, Jim Cramer.
Yeah. Now that call probably messed up my speaker, so give me a second here.
Okay,
because it always does that.
Hi, Jeffrey. Thanks for coming on the show this morning, bro. You're a solid guy.
All right, we're back on track here. So Jeffrey says, well, when your boss is a hedge fund like Jim Cramer, then you got to say what they tell you to. That's pretty much, yeah, Jim Cramer, there's a lot of people suspect him of being basically paid to speak, and he wouldn't say anything negative about Citadel, so it's kind of also fishy.
I think they all get paid on the back end.
Oh, they probably do. They probably got massive collusion going on over there. They just don't want to go prove it because they'd all fall. But you can tell Jim Cramer is obviously a shill. It's kind of obvious.
Gasparino.
Sanjay says, "Is there a mediocre radio?"
I don't know. I mean, nah. Sanjay's something, man. He's got jokes. Sanjay got jokes.
Oh, look at this next joke here. Oh my God. Talk about skirt
with his 18-inch toy again. I don't even know why he has it. Like, even as a joke, it's still kind of creepy that a guy would have something like that.
It is. It's a paperweight for his desk. I mean, his bed. I mean, his chair.
Yeah, I don't get it.
He's being more entertaining than educational in that sense, but
he is very educational, or not educational. What's the word I'm looking for?
Entertaining.
Yes, that's the one.
Curious.
Oh man,
he's entertaining.
Head, eh?
Yes, he's pretty entertaining.
He's a little too curious.
That
I wouldn't even.
I would say that is possible. I don't know for sure, but
wow, that's a double wow.
Ankar says, try to calculate people who don't play options will sell stock to scalp it down. Sell the stock is not our play for this, or selling the stock is not our play for the stock. Yeah, I think that's probably part of the missed piece that's in there. When he did say that we got to start playing both sides of the trade, clearly that means puts and calls. I mean, you can't say both sides of the trade and only mean calls and calls. That doesn't really make sense. So basically, that was a suggestion of some sort, which sucks, and that's why he got the blowback on it. And I think he did kind of miscalculate. That's why he came back out with video part 2 to explain basically, like, if you don't know how to play it, just don't do it. And he should have probably said it the first time. I don't think he intentionally left it out. You forget a lot of things in your content. So when you're putting out a video, if you don't have notes wrote down, you'll miss a point, and then you'll have to make a part 2. And that's what happened there is he had to come back out with a part 2 to say, oops, I forgot to tell you also. And then he went over it. So
I've done that too. Lots.
YouTubers, we get stuck in that spot.
even on live stream, it happens. You get put on the spot and you can't get it out properly. Like I said something the other day, I was tired as hell, and we were talking about short interest, and that was the answer. And I said something. What the hell did I say? I don't even remember what I said, but it was not correct. I know that. I was like, what the hell, you idiot?
We get up pretty early, man. Like, it's long days by the time we get going on here. Like, tonight's going to be a long night. Go ahead, Froggy.
You get tired after so long. Like, the brain stops working, the eyes stop reading. Like, even your mouth starts slowing down. And it's like, I got like some milk over here just so I can keep my mouth wet so it doesn't dry out. And I'm not used to talking, so it's weird.
Yeah, my throat's sore today for sure.
Yeah, and tomorrow I want to come on early and be on pretty much most of the day. So I'm going to try to do like an all day, bring in some people, do the same thing Sunday.
Oh yeah, what are you doing Saturday? What are you doing around? I have that server appointment at Pacific Standard Time at 2:30 for about an hour and a half. What are you doing tomorrow, anyways, bro? What's your schedule?
I'm gonna get on early and just run like 10 straight hours.
Oh, okay.
Crazy, man.
Man.
I'm gonna interact with everybody on every different subject that's out there, so I can get talking points for different things.
No, try it, man.
Yeah, I just want to see how it goes. I know it doesn't really make sense logically on how the YouTube stuff works, that you should break it up, but I'm not really caring about the amount of views. I'm looking at the amount of content that I can grab to create more creations.
Yeah, try it, and then make sure you put that share link though, because then you can just send it to everybody and you could have people dropping in.
Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Is send it out to like Boss Bunce and his whole group, because they got a huge message that they want to get out. Yep. And if you notice, they've been pretty active over there as of recent. So there's some information coming. We're just waiting to see what it is. And I'd like to have them on so they can broadcast out to all their channels too. So if I have to shut things down and come back on and broadcast for all of them, I'll give them a spot.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to tonight, man. I'm really excited.
I know. Boss Bluntz has got some tons of information. So let's see what he gets. I want to get over there in the think tank and start checking out what he's got going on.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about that. Pantheon keeps on bringing it up and stuff. I'm actually on his Discord, but I didn't know it was free to join. I think there's packages in there, but you can just join it. I was on what was it, Wall Street Breakers Discord, and I seen it pop up, so I clicked it, and all of a sudden I was in there. So I know nothing about Discord, how it works. So pretty cool though.
They crunch information hard.
Yeah, it's packed, and there's a whole bunch there's different areas. Like, holy crows, that thing! That's like a walking encyclopedia. Yeah.
Here's a question from Rad1. It says, "Hey guys, what's your opinion on Lux Algo?"
No opinion from me.
I hear it's good. I don't know how good it is. Never got to play with it, but I hear good things about it. So that's all I can give you for a review on it. Is a lot of people that have used it have said good things about it.
Yeah, I've never used it, so
I don't know what it is either. What is it?
It's just it's like a combination of a whole bunch of I don't want to say it's an algo. It's more of a indicator kind of thing that helps you if you can't really figure out how to trade on your own. it's very helpful. I guess it costs money to get it, so
Oh,
it better be good if you're paying for it.
Radwin's a good person. I'm doing video chats with him. He's from the UK. Really, really dedicated to AMC person here.
Hello, I see. Appreciate you, Jen. She has something she wants to say. She's up there to speak. Appreciate you, Jen.
Hey, no, I appreciate you. Hey, Froggy. Hey, Diva. Thanks for bringing me up. Happy Friday. Woo! All right, so Froggy, I was wondering if you could take a look at the options chain for HYMC next week. And basically just what price action can we expect? And I don't know, could there be a potential squeeze?
Let's check and see here.
Thank you.
I think the calls are loaded up on that.
Yeah, it's packed, I think.
I know I have calls on it.
Wow.
Short interest has gone down quite a bit, though. It's 30%.
What's the total float on that stock?
Just give me 1 second. Go ahead. I'll fill you in a minute here.
4-to-1 call to put ratio. Well, that right there would be proof if buying puts or not would make a difference, because if they're delta hedging, there's a huge stack of calls that are if they delta hedge those calls, it would drive them right into the money. And this is my whole theory of they're not delta hedging, because you're about 30 cents away from going into money with those. And if you cross 250 at some point, in theory, they're supposed to delta hedge all them calls, and it should drive you up pretty good to $2.75 or $3. Now you watch what the market maker does with that, because once you cross that 250, you have to be across that plane for a certain period of time before the hedging actually happens. I think it's like, I'm just going to guess 10, 15 minutes, and then they'll give you a hedge. And most likely they'll push the stock price back down. There'll be a fight there at the 250 because there's like no puts. I mean, there's hardly any puts that would actually create downward pressure. So in theory, if there's hardly any puts, there's next to no leverage for going down. And you watch how they play this. This is going to be the market maker controlling it, and you'll see it first thing on Monday on how they control it.
There's some weird information on this thing. If you want me to bust some info out on this, I just got an update like about 3 hours ago on this. Everything's changed. The short percent of float is 30.81. 24.04% of shares held by insiders, 21.68% of shares held by institutions, 28.55% of float held by institutions, and number of institutions holding shares, only 45. That's scary. Wow. That's whether it looks like they're controlling it. Just hang on here. Just give me 1 second. Okay, Mudrick, 24 million shares, 22.75%. They own White Box Advisors, 7.92% of float, and High Bridge Capital, 4.41%. And I'm not going to go any further down the list, but Vanguard's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, eighth on the list. There you guys go.
I see what they did. They masked in a triple. Wow, they did beat this thing down, didn't they?
Yeah, they can control this price easy on this stock. Like, they can do whatever they want. I can tell by the way it's set up. Like, this thing's like it's mastered. They mastered like the way that the insiders and the institutions, they own like right there like 75% of it between them.
Well, okay, so what happened today was, like, depending on what your time frame is, it's 10 a.m. Eastern, which would be basically like a half hour after market opens. You got that big green candle bouncing back from where they tried to push it down. They had to push it down because that was the breakout of the wedge. So when it bounced off that bottom and popped up, it ended up breaking through, and that run you got is the continuance of the breakout. So you easily cross the C triangle.
You want to pull that up for everybody, Froggy, just so they can see what you're learning off of what you're talking about, bro?
Oh yeah, I thought I had.
Thanks, buddy. No, thank you.
So what I'm seeing here is you got this wedge, And as it got driven down first thing in the morning, it popped right back up and ended up breaking through the wedge. So that was their last ditch effort to keep this thing down. Even though it's a cheap stock and it's easy to hold down, they still failed at doing so. And the price ended up popping up. And as you can see, it broke the wedge, came down and sat on it for support, and then it ripped. And it came up to this, I think that's like the 200, whatever. And it stutter stepped there, and then it popped back up and bounced back off of our support. And then now we're running. So we got, there's your C triangle. You easily broke out of that. And let me see where the rest of them are. I think that's a B triangle there. And this is probably not way back there.
This is all computer bought and sold, eh? You can see it's all barcoded along. I'm actually doing a little bit of a project on this stock. I'll have something about next week with some data on it. I'm keeping an eye on it. It does weird stuff opening and closing market. It's totally controlled with the numbers. So I will have a video made on this with this, the way that it's bought and sold in the algorithm, how they can control the price with the options. I'm going to make a really in-depth video on it. I might need to help me with this, Froggy.
Yeah, I mean,
because there's no
right
wicks. It's straight lined, right?
It looks like you're going to be. It looks like you're going to have a fight at that 225 line,
Yeah.
And it's still running in the after hours, which is cool.
Yeah, but look how it runs. Look at that. There's no pullbacks, like test limits and pullbacks on any of that stuff. Like it's been
Right.
doing this for a while. Like that's computer stuff. That's not people. That's totally, and it's really weird with this stock because it is owned by institutions and hedge funds and insiders. Like we don't own hardly any of it. Right?
I was going to load up on this one today too, because I remember yesterday I called it out to break out, and it did exactly that first thing in the morning. So it's not ripping and tearing yet, but it's definitely moving, and so far it looks pretty good doing it.
It has been barcoding at night for sure. I've
Hardcore.
seen it, but
Now, is that 100% utilization? Do you know?
I don't have that, Froggy.
Okay. This is HYMC.
That's correct. Yeah. I don't
So
have that.
it's in the after hours. It's crossing over that B triangle, and then it's going to be heading to that A triangle. But then there's a lot more A triangle left there to climb.
It's weird.
So,
Sharp angles too. They're not curvature algorithms. They're straight up and down, like straight up down, like very jagged, which is weird. Usually they're curvatured, right? So they get like they go up and then they ladder attack it, so it's like straight down. There is no round on the curvature on the algorithm. It's definitely computer stuff. They're high frequency trading for sure. I just gotta. I'll have the data to show you guys on that. Jeffrey. Is there any way you could check and see the utilization on this for me, my friend? He's really good like that. He'll put it up on the chat.
you know what's really weird is it didn't break out with high volume.
I know. It's weird, dude. I've been watching this for about a week now. I've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah, because usually when you break out of a wedge, you come out with high volume to confirm breakout.
I know. It's all computer. It's all computer, my friend.
Sanjay, I'll check that for you after the stream, buddy.
I mean, look at the vortex indicator. You can see the buying's off the chart. The cash is flowing in hard, and it's like legit up on its own. But yeah, what's going on there?
I know. See, I caught this a while ago, my friend. It's not normal. Like look at how it enters into market first thing this morning, and look at how it does. How it consolidates on the first. I'm on the 1 minute. If you just go this morning when it goes into market, it instantly ladder attacks. It finds its area. It consolidates, and then it drops. It should go up, not. And it look how it does it though. They're so jagged and straight, horizontal. Like it's not normal. I've never seen any algorithm run like this before.
Well, that's just what they do. I don't know why they're going to push it up. I have a feeling that in the Darkpool they're buying, and that's usually bullish too. So that means it could just be the start of the rip.
Yeah,
like the run up.
which is still see candles pulling back and testing the testing the upper and lowers, though it's straight.
That's what I'm saying.
It's weird.
If the dark pool's buying, they won't put up a fight.
Okay.
Froggy, when you get a second, grab Sanjay's comment. He wants you to look up something.
Hold on. I got a bunch of comments to grab here. If you can just read it off, because I'm so far behind it, I won't be able to get to it without wiping out all the other comments.
He said, Froggy, what's the?
I'm sorry, mediocre. I see our
No,
friend
you're good.
here up to use your question to talk. Let's see here. At the Spence, it will be gone. I do apologize for that, but Jeremy and Steve was doing some PA. So I do apologize for that. So Spence is up in there. You want to go ahead and talk?
No apologies. I had one question for you guys on the insider ownership, because when I did my initial DD, I found that White Box Advisors per Ortex data had sold 91% of their position 5 to 8 days before the announcement of the AMC and Sprott investment.
Yeah, well, what I got here,
because
okay,
White Box Advisors is short AMC, and Citadel does have a very small long position in HYMC, but White Box and Citadel both shorted Cineworld together and AMC together. So my theory was that White Box ran away from the play, sold 91% of their position, and they're kind of the internal institutional ownership that was trying to wreck it from the inside out, causing the liquidity strain. So if you guys are searching that and can confirm or find out if that's not accurate, let me know for sure.
I got it right here. I got the Form 4s right here. For it, it says that they only have 735,000 shares left. You're right. They did liquidate a lot. The last document I have from the SEC was on the 3rd month, 8th day, 2022. How do I do a screen share? Is there any way you give me a second.
Hey guys, I've got a theory while we're close to the molasses.
Hold on.
Because you're getting people like Spence telling you to short AMC. People have been paid off.
What the hell are you talking about? I've never said short AMC in my life.
Yeah, well, let's not do this again today, guys. Come on. Really? Like, I'm ready to... it's Friday. Come on.
He's caused problems in 3 different chats today.
What's missing, sir, whatever your name is, I do apologize. I think you may be in the wrong call. So,
well, I already took care of them, so there's no reason to
Thank you. Yes. So we don't want to wind Mom up again. Like, I felt bad for her yesterday. She's going to have a stroke or something. Jesus, guys. Like, fuck.
Yeah, he comes in interrupting, and then he turns like we're in the middle of one topic, and he comes in just running his mouth about something else. Obviously,
some of these guys need to not be knocked out.
Just on our call too, and
Yeah, these short sellers, these ape hunters, they really hate me, and I'm sorry if I bring their heat around, but they are really trying to get me this week.
It's okay, man.
Guys, don't apologize. I mean, it's gonna be done. It's gonna be done. So we just, got rid of them. You don't have to apologize. So you can come in here anytime you want. If they don't want to abide by Jeremy rules and regulations, then we'll respect his chat and respect his partners, and we'll just let them go. That's the bottom line. So we appreciate you coming in here, sis. You don't have to apologize to us.
Thanks, guys. And
do you know what it is? We're nailing the DD, and we're peeing them off because we got the correct information going out there, and they know they're told to do something, and they can't control us now. We've teamed up, and we got some good lists. I've got a hedge fund access to the squeeze list, and all the institutions. We got the cleanest day documents in front of us. They're mad, right? So it is what it is. Let's keep on pounding this stuff out. Go ahead, my friend. Sorry.
They are losing for sure.
They tried to host a AMC short seller call and invite me to it last night, and now they're down 9% for the day today. So you're exactly right on that. We are doing the right thing. We're putting out the right info. And on that white box advisors thing I was talking about, my running theory from the start was that they are some type of arm of Citadel that goes in and aggressively takes over insider ownership of companies so they can short it as much as possible and have the inside information. That's why they ran away 5 to 8 days before the Sprott AMC deal. So I was hoping we could cover that. That was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I do have the Form 4s here, but it is only for 10% owner. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing on this. Like I said before, I'm gonna make a podcast on this stock here. I'm seeing that exactly what you're talking about with them messing with this and shorting it and doing this high frequency trading. That's what I'm seeing. It's something that I haven't seen in a long time. And you're right. You nailed it, my friend, about the shares, because the Form 4 tells about how many shares they had before. And it says right here that White Box had before, they had 8,552,000 and some chump change shares on the Form 4. That was the 11th month, 12th day. Now on the 3rd month, 2022, 8th day, they only have 735,000. So yeah, they've dumped hard. You're right. You nailed that, my friend.
Here's something interesting too. Through the shills, through the attacks in the community, I did a lot of DD and found that White Square Capital out of London got absolutely creamed in their short positions. While this White Box Advisors also has a headquarter in London, very close to White Square Capital, and they all short the same stocks that Citadel shorts. So, if anything, man, I know it's kind of tinfoil, but holy cow, the connections are there.
Well, yeah, something's going on there. This White Box Advisors, have you guys heard? I really haven't heard about them that much, except right here. Mudrick, of course, we have. But have you got Froggy and Mediocre? Have you heard of this company lots?
No, I haven't. Never.
Me neither. I haven't seen them on the squeeze list at all. They looks like they target companies and just try to take them down like this gentleman's saying here. And they do a darn good job at it too. So it's like a plague, right?
The CEOs have exposed the agents of the predatory short game in this, I think. And now with the rumors swirling about Elon Musk looking into lithium production, man, in Nevada, it's just wild how this stock is set up next week. So,
wow.
Yeah, Elon was talking about a process to go and work in Nevada to go pull up lithium. There's like a certain chemical process he wanted to go through. I thought it was brilliant, but he only mentioned it like once.
Yeah, he won't because he's on it. He doesn't want to share that stuff. He's smart.
Like, does anybody remember when Elon mentioned asteroid mining, and then he never talked about it ever again?
Exactly.
So he's slick. He brings it up once, and then he just disappears with the idea until it pops up.
That's right. He's one of the smartest.
And here's where Hycroft fits in with that theory too, is that Nevada has massive lithium deposits, but they don't produce much of it. But they're extremely close to Tesla facilities, right? As far as geographics go. The thing is Hycroft is now doing the POX process refining, which can actually produce lithium. Ooh. But Nevada, they said Nevada alone could push the whole U.S. fleet of vehicles into fully electric vehicle status. So,
what grade of lithium is it? What grade do you know? Like it's 70-80%?
I'd have to go back and check the geological surveying again.
Some of it's not worth nothing, right? Some of it's not worth anything. But if I know what you're saying, if it's out in the desert, there's a high chance that it's high grade, right? So.
Yeah, and they're right next. Here's the thing: is there was people theorizing that Hycroft had found lithium, and Diane Garrett was actually asked about it on the Benzinga call. I don't know if it was lithium directly, but other precious metals and whatnot. Then you have Biden getting ready to send the Emergency Production Act for battery metals. Musk talking about wanting to get into the actual mining and refining. and then the rumors swirling about HYMC finding lithium on Twitter. They are situated directly across from the Black Rock Desert. The place they are located is a prime place for lithium deposit. So, you know, not only do they have the gold and silver, but
they got
uranium
that
for sure. I know they're sitting on not enriched, a higher source of uranium too. So it's just
hey brother, I got the number to come back. That number came back. The utilization is 100% on HYMC. There you go. I just got it back from Jeffrey. Thank you, Jeffrey.
So it went down and then back up to 100% then.
Sanjay.
Oh. Sorry to cut you off, my friend. Does the Ape Radio want these Form 4s? Is there any way I can send you these Form 4s if you guys want these to work with? They're official documents, SEC documents. I can just copy and paste them to. Do you have somewhere where I can send them for you?
Do you want to send them, like DM them to Froggy maybe, and he can kick them?
Yeah.
I don't even totally know who I'm talking to right now.
Okay. So. CS Trades Wolfpack. I'm on Twitter under at it's trades _101.
Okay, I got a face to the name now. I know who you are now.
Thanks, brother.
I'll send over your information so you can link up.
Yeah, not a problem. I'll email them to you right
man, guys, great DD, great call again. I'm gonna pop off. I have this theory that if I play Breath of the Wild Zelda, the stocks go up, which seems to be happening. So I'm gonna get back to it. But man, you guys are killing it in this call. Super pumped about HYMC. Thanks for covering it, and thanks for letting me speak again, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Welcome. Don't worry about, you talk about you don't want to come in because you think the bots is here. Don't worry about that. Jeremy Froggy has something for a bot or a shield. He knows how to handle it. So please come in anytime you want. You're always welcome in here.
Well, thank you so much, Diva. I appreciate that, and I'm sure Spence does too. I'm going to have to drop down the listener. I'm actually making dinner and stuff for my family. So thank you so much for bringing me up. I appreciate it and answering my questions on HYMC. And let's go, baby. I cannot wait for next week. Let's go. Woo! Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely next week should be better, hopefully, because it can't get much worse than it was this week. Those red days were rough.
Yeah.
Looks like a dip buy, if you ask me.
Yeah. We all need to be happy like her. Wow. That's good. Good. That's good. Perfect.
We got any questions?
I'm going through it just sort of kind of in a way. Somebody got thrown off a space call. CS Trades, are you in Canada? Yes, I am. Can't you tell? Man. Could you recommend a great broker up there which offers option? That I'm not into options. But I just stick with the banks, like not with options, but long plays. Banks, I try to stay away from the zero commission platforms. They've never had a stress test on them up here, in the means of a squeeze or a stress test to see if they would fold. So I just stick with TD Bank, Robank, that kind of stuff, my friend. Sorry, I can't answer that, but I won't answer stuff that I don't really know that much about. You can call the brokers yourself. Thanks, though, for the question.
Right,
I don't see really anything. Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is, Jeremy, but you can go ahead and handle it. I don't know what that is.
Mr. L says Astor and Trey ain't coming. I wouldn't count on it. I mean, it'd be nice if they did come in and try to help educate, but we'll see.
That's the
Getting
thing. It's about educating.
Did you say Trey and Montclair are coming to this space?
Who are you, sir? May I ask, who are you?
I'm a GME holder.
Okay, you want to address Jeremy or his panel?
Who's on the panel? Is it just you two?
Okay, would you like to address, once again, Jeremy, who is Froggy, and his panel? Would you like to address them?
Yes. Okay.
Jeremy?
Yeah, you got a question?
Did you say that Trey trades and Matt calls are coming to this space?
Oh, I put a request out or an invite to have them come on. I don't know if they're actually going to come or not. They're later on tomorrow night, we're going to round table open mic discussion about the options things that they were talking about, so we can try to get more educated on what they were actually talking about. So it'd be nice if they came in and pretty much helped us educate people on it. So we'll see if they come or not.
Is that from the I didn't watch all the videos, but I hear from people that they are promoting buying puts on AMC.
Yeah,
am I correct?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking to talk to them about, is like why they feel that's a strategy to be placing on a play that we're supposed to be long in.
I mean, from what I do is I look at, I trade using gamma and delta levels and market maker inventories. And when you buy a put, it's sold to you by a market maker. The market maker will then hedge by shorting the underlying based on the delta of the option. So a near the money put for AMC would have a delta of 0.5, meaning the market maker will short 50 shares of AMC to hedge so that if the put goes in the money, they don't lose money from the premium of the option going up. So en masse buying puts on AMC will cause market makers to short it down lower, and I'm guessing that's why AMC is drifting lower than GME, because of the added downwards pressure.
Yeah, we don't
Well,
disagree
right now,
with you on that.
The reason why the stocks are actually down today has a lot more to do with the fact that the dollar was being strong, driving the whole market down, and there was a lot of puts that were brought in the money, so that does cause another issue for what I think that's going to cause an issue for Monday as well. But I haven't even got a chance to check to see on GME if they had the same thing happen or not. 146.10 is what they closed at. And yeah, they won't have the problem. Only AMC will have the problem on Monday of those puts.
Yeah. Looking at both of them, there's a cycle that seems to happen every now and then, and it's based on what I think is XRT ETF put positions. And the next time that they expire is May 20th. So until then, I think we go sideways or down for both stocks. Then again, that's depending on no catalysts or no buy-ins from insiders.
Yeah, hopefully this is the bottom, just because of the fact that there is a lot of buyers coming in. So, and we are pretty beat down for like basically 2 full weeks. So you'd think that the bottom would be formed here at some point, and reversal should be in.
I would think so.
I'm not so sure, because before the run up at the end of March, we had a massive 2-month drawdown where we just kept going lower every 2 months. So I feel like we could go lower here.
Well, that was after the January run up, which was like the idea of the squeeze kind of thing. That's why it pulled back and it stayed down, because they were driving it down. So this is coming out of a wedge, which is totally different.
Yeah, we're in a wedge right now, and it's tightening. It's coiling up for sure. So I don't know. I mean, it could continue a little bit lower, but I don't think it has. It's running out of steam, I think. But we'll see what happens Monday, Tuesday with those puts, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Hopefully, we don't feel much of them.
I got a trend line that is back from like the beginning. I've got some of these that are like right from the beginning, like 2 years ago, pretty much January. The next, there's a resistance at 1965 and then 1802, and we just touched off of it. So yeah, and then the next one's this is a strong one. 1357 is very strong. It took us a long time. It took us weeks. We kept them touching that one and bouncing back and forth on that one. It took us weeks to get over that. That was like a long time ago. Those don't change. They stay the same. Those lines, right? It took us a while to get through that stuff. I remember that. So I just wanted to say that, not that I'm saying it's going to go to 13. It's just that we touched and we bounced off that one line. It's 18 right now. So we'll see. We'll see, my friends.
Well, hold on a second.
Here, I'm going to share.
Yeah.
I'm going to share this with you guys.
Stephanie says, wouldn't buying in the money calls drive the stock price up? In theory, it would, because it is a delta hedge. And it should be, I can't say immediately, but it's within a certain period of time. So technically, if I'm not suggesting it, I'm just saying if everybody bought in the money calls, there should be delta hedging that does happen, and it should push the stock price up, and it would make total sense. Would you agree, Mediocre Trader?
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, if we changed anything, if all the out the money calls came in the money, I think we'd have more direct pressure upward. So if Trey and Matt would have said that, I would have been all on board. Even though it would have cost me a little bit more money for my contracts, I know what it does. Maybe I should make a video on that.
So here's my hour time frame. I believe it's on an hour. Let me pull it up. Yeah, my hour time frame, and right here, we're hitting my resistance level, and I think we're gonna pop back up above right where we broke below this wedge right here, and just kind of trade sideways here for a day or two, and then head back up. But that's just my take. So let's go look at what the 5 minute looks like real quick.
What number did you have on that it touched off of mediocre on there just before you move the chart? What is it? What is that saying, that line there?
1820.
That's exactly what I got here. And that line's from like a long time ago, man.
And it can bounce.
Yeah, it's going to bounce. Yeah.
It can bounce anywhere in this general area, but it's right at the bottom of my box too. The bottom of my box is 1805, right? So if you look right here, it hit 1805.
Yeah.
So that's going to be hard to break below, but they could, theoretically.
Especially if it hits.
I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting it to come back into this wedge here. And we'll look at the 30 minute and see what we see there.
Goes lower. It doesn't really do anything. It just makes it safer for us. Like when
you always bounce out of your trend lines and stuff like that. Like it dropped below here, right on the line. It could bounce right back into the wedge. You know what I mean? And if it trades sideways, like you can see, it's going to pretty much stay on that line. Yeah. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but that's kind of what I'm expecting. So, and that's all I just wanted to show that. That's a 30-minute time frame.
Like the lower it goes, the safer we are. I know this for a fact. The safer we are, the cheaper people are going to get, more people are going to load up. When it goes, it goes. It doesn't matter what it is at. It's just going to go, right?
It's kind of like a never-ending cycle, right?
That's correct. Yeah, you nailed it, man. That's the right terminology. So yeah, like if you're worried about getting to these lower prices, like, oh my God, we'll never get it back up. That's not how a stock squeeze happens or works. The band's tight, like it's ready to snap. It just needs something. It just needs a catalyst, something to line up, and it goes, right.
I mean, it could go a little lower, but I'm not expecting it to. I mean, we hit $18. Like,
I hope it does. I hope it goes another $5, so I can buy more shares. Sorry, I'm just going to load up.
We hit $13 and it's gone, dude.
Oh man, if it goes that low, people are gonna load right up, man. That'll definitely make you. Wow, that's insane. If it goes that low, that's wow.
Where do you see it going, Froggy?
Yeah, what do you say?
I wasn't even looking. I'm trying to figure out when HYMC goes into full mining.
Oh,
I thought that wasn't until 2023 or something like that. I heard. I don't know if that's accurate, but I did hear something like that.
Yeah. 2023, that's what I heard too, but somebody was saying that it was 2027, which I didn't think was true at all.
Yeah. No, I heard 2023. I don't know how.
It's almost time for me to get going here, my friends. It's we've been on quite a while. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap her pretty soon. How long are you staying on, Froggy, today? I'm just gonna get ready for this. We got this other stream. I just gotta cook supper and all that stuff too.
Well, I'm about to wrap things up. I wanted to get through the last of these questions, and we'll close it up here. Hold on a second.
Mr. L had a question about how to get to Ape Radio or something like that.
All right, so let me get these questions here knocked out. We got 8 of them that I still got to backtrack on. 30 million plus people in the U.S. Not one person can stop this criminal activity. Yeah, that's a shame that the SEC won't even do their job.
Casey Shaw has his hand up to speak for a while now. Go ahead, Mr. Casey Shaw.
Yeah, floor is yours, man. Uh-oh. Did he not take the mic? Hold on. He's still a listener. He needs to take the mic.
He was up at the top. I don't know what's going on with this Twitter. There's something going on with it.
Well, sometimes whenever you accept the mic invitation, sometimes it glitches out and it either boots you out or knocks you back down.
If it's easier for Casey, he could jump into Discord. We can go into I got a special channel over there, Froggy, where if you join that channel, he could talk right through there and it'll come through.
Well, he's up. It's just connection issue.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. So I'm cooking dinner, so I'm kind of going in and out here. But I just wanted to suggestion. I heard you, Froggy. I heard them in the money calls.
Yeah.
I would recommend, I do agree with work. The only problem that I pose is that if it is indeed truly a law-following price right now, and they're trying to hunt for derivatives to get those out of the money so as much as possible. If they're trying to look, premium. If they're looking for premiums that they want to try and capture, they run the price long. So if you're going, when would you buying those in the money, or when would you suggest? I can't think of the word. When would you exercise those in the money call options?
Yeah, see, that's the second part of the equation. You almost have to exercise them too, so you'd get delta benefit, and then you'd have to exercise them to cause more trouble.
So the key trick to that is like if you try to sit there and me off of those things, they're going to catch you. They're going to catch you more than likely in the middle of the night when you wake up in the morning and they'll be out of the money next thing you know. And so trying to wait for them to go back in the money and they never do. So it's almost like if you're going to do something like that, you have to exercise them like immediately. Like basically you're just eating premium. Just going to go ahead and pay the extra money that you paid for them, buy those at market price, and then exercise. Because then you lose, right?
So,
because they'll more than likely try to a point to where they're trying to capture those out of the money.
Yeah, so it would be pointless to buy in the money. You're better off just buying the raw stock, right?
I actually think that it would be really, really helpful in the call options, but like I said, you have to exercise them like immediately, because if you don't, then you might as well just buy them, just buy from the lit market.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Because otherwise you run the risk of just, throwing cash at them out of your pocket and never getting anything for it.
Yeah, makes total sense, because I think it's a better theory than buying puts, and that's why I suggested it. I didn't really take time to break it down yet to figure out all the pros and cons on it. But if we were operating in a fair market, we wouldn't have to worry about that problem. But I think they do seek and destroy premium.
Yeah, but it's a great idea so long as everybody exercises like immediately. You're just basically what you're saying at that point. I'm buying my shares for an additional cost, but I'm forcing you to go to the market, and good luck. And that's the extra benefit to it of forcing them to buy those in the money calls at market price, because the market makers who go out and actually seek those shares, which is your broker saying, is totally different than your broker saying, here you go, here's a synthetic share.
Yeah. Cam wants to wrap it up. He's going to get out of here real quick, so we'll let him wrap things up real fast.
Thanks, Froggy. So this is CS Trades, Wolfpack. That was weird. So yeah, I wanted to go over some things here. I'm just wrapping it up. I got some things I got to take care of. I just promised you guys I would come on today, and thank you for having me today. Thanks to all the mods. I really appreciate everything that you're doing, and I'm going to show my appreciation by having you on through the next week. Like I said, to get your story out there, which is because you're a part of all this. I just wanted to say that during the squeeze, we're going to be running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as it goes. Even on the weekends, we're going to be discussing stuff off the server. If YouTube goes down, doesn't really matter for us. We're going to be covering it live. We're ranked one of the Stockgrid experts on social media. We do have a lot of stuff that can make it better, even playing grounds for you guys and ladies. Okay, I've done a substantial amount of work to design these tools. When I say tools, they're systems, fail-safe systems. Okay. And one other thing is, and that's to do with like the server and that kind of stuff. So I also discussed before dividend stocks. That's what I'm into, is stuff to build substantial wealth. Okay. I'm a proven candidate of my own product. Okay. And I can show you formulas and stuff, how it works. It's pretty simple. But a lot of this stuff would be for at the fire sale afterwards. I've already done this throughout my life. I'm just going to be doubling down again into some of this stuff. I can go into some dividend stocks and all that stuff. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, everybody. And these are awesome questions tonight. That's why I got right into it, because you touched on some of the stuff that I'm really good at, is stock squeezes. Okay. I take pride in that stuff. And so do all the people on my channel. So anyways, I love you guys. And thanks, Wolfpack. And Froggy, thanks for having me on. And I will see you later on tonight at 6 o'clock, I guess it is, in a while. Hey?
Yep, I'll see you then, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Thanks, Mediocre.
Peace,
Yeah,
brother.
have a good one, man.
Peace. Bye.
All right, so we got another question here. It says, I think the right thing to do in our play is to be patient, don't trust Trey, and don't trust the 4/5 of the useless YouTubers anymore. That's almost exactly it. Don't even listen to anybody. Just buy, hold. It's working. There's no reason to change a strategy that can't be defeated. Do you see people in a Super Bowl changing their offensive plan when they're winning? No, they stick to it, force the defense to change, and that's pretty much it. You can see we've been dealing damage to them, and at some point the damage will be too much. And if you understand how buying pressure works, you keep just loading the boat until eventually the price just pushes up. They can't hold down forever. The thought is they can, but like they can't hold HYMC down. So, and it's a tiny stock. So it tells you that buy and hold does work. So it doesn't matter, even if you know, I'm not going to suggest other strategies. I like the buy and hold thing. I understand exactly how these things work. I mean, we buy in first, they buy in second, we make a lot of money and we sell, and they get stuck holding the bag because they can't sell anything because they're covering something. So just like what Warren Buffett said, a short seller is a future buyer, but they don't own anything. Once they buy back, they just basically cover, and that's pretty much it. They put the money back in the stock that should have been there. They leave with a loss, and then we leave with gains. So people like Warren Buffett wouldn't even worry about what's going on here, but it is kind of annoying for us because they're really manipulating things. So like I said, and that's coming from Warren Buffett, saying that he don't worry about short sellers because he knows they're future buyers. If you make a lot of future buyers like we have, when they all decide to buy in, we get a lot more benefit from it. So they're just being stupid on their end. They know it. The end is near. It's a matter of time.
I just want to say that Froggy's just explaining how it works. He's not actually telling people to do anything. So, not financial advice. But yeah, no, buy and hold is a strategy that works. And if you choose to use that, that's on you. I hold mine because I think it's a good stock.
Yep. Yeah, and Mark Maxwell says here we need in the money calls to be exercised. Yeah, that's what Casey Shaw was saying. Now his message was up earlier, so I just now got to it. But yeah, definitely probably needs to be done. I was only looking at one part of it saying that in the money calls will be more beneficial than puts, just because of that guarantee for direct buying pressure. But that's if they delta hedge. What if you sell a put? That would actually be bullish. When you sell
Yeah,
a
that's
put,
like a
you
call.
you actually make money. But I think that would probably be a good idea, actually, kind of selling puts. I wonder how the market maker would react to that.
Yeah, that might be a decent strategy, actually.
Yeah, because then you create put pressure. I kind of like that idea. Instead of buying the put, sell the put. Gives you more upward movement. Plus, it puts the illusion that there's a put on the table, so then they would steer away from it and kind of hang more towards our side.
But see, if you have a cash account, you have to secure it with cash. You have to have the cash to do it, right? A margin account's a bit different, though. Just put that out there. But that isn't a bad idea. I'm going to try it next week.
AMC will run with GME when the stock split. I think that GME split is going to be dangerous for them. Not a bad way. I mean, like for the hedge funds. So if GME does start popping and ripping, I'm pretty sure AMC is going to rip right with it. So would a bunch of other stocks, I think, too. So we'll be surprised what runs.
So the downside to selling the put, I didn't mean to cut you off, but just to get back to that real quick, the downside to selling a put would be the collateral that you put up. You're only collecting a small amount of premium where you could make more money if you just bought a call. Just so everybody's aware.
And that's probably the reason why they avoid the calls, because if we have longs and calls, it would cost them more money. Makes total sense too. Where there's no limit on the calls.
Exactly. You're limited on what you can make if you sell a put.
Dino Mike says, is Boss still coming on tonight? Yeah, from what I understand, he is. I haven't heard anything else about it that it's not going to happen, but I'll let you know if it doesn't. But right now, as of right now, yep, he just confirmed it right now. Says he's definitely coming on 9 p.m. Eastern. So the message is in.
I'll be tuning into that.
Now, another thing I'm going to offer him too is, like, his whole group has a huge message that I think that everybody should hear. So if any of them want to come on too, like Bigums, Jackson Hunter, I can't remember. Yeah, Randall Cornett. I got to follow him because I haven't really seen Randall Cornett stuff, but they're all the same group. And it would be nice to have them all come on and speak their piece because they all do their own thing. And it'd be nice to get all the information out there so when they go and dig into something that we can share it with you guys quicker. So I'm going to try to work with them so whenever they put something out, we can get it to you faster. If we can have them come on when they find something or whatever, let us know what their findings are, because we need the information to invest with. They find it and they're like, hey, check this out. And we're like, oh, good idea. Time to buy some calls, load up, something. And like that think tank that they got over there is no joke. They find everything. Like if you see the stuff that he's found over there, it's amazing. So we get to hear about some of that tonight.
And it's about the community, right? We're all doing it to get the information out to the community. And I think that's getting the proper information out is probably the best thing we could do right now.
Yeah. See, the thing about that group over there, they care about every single one of us. They just, they need more people to see their information and stuff, because they can only get so much done in a certain period of time. So that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to help give them a chance to get their information out, to let you, the viewers, know like what they found and stuff. Because I can say, hey, go check out this video. But when they can come on and say, hey, this is what I found, they care about us. They've been fighting, digging for information for at least a year now. And they didn't disappear when the stock price dipped. They kept digging. So, we got to show them appreciation. And, I don't even know what else to say. I mean, like, I'm kind of excited at the fact that he's going to come on and show us what he knows, because there's a lot of stuff that we should know.
That's
I
awesome.
think there's a lot of people in the community that are doing hard work that are either not looked at enough or are underappreciated. And like, definitely give them a warm welcome when they come on. They're all good guys. Big Ad says, Froggy, do you think the 20% short interest reported is real? Okay, kept to keep retail in the stock. Actually, I think the short interest is underreported because it's self-reported, and only the honest ones are reporting their position. So that's why you only get 20%. They used to be at 66%, and they covered none. They've actually went lower. So, they went deeper with the shorts. So obviously the number should be closer to 66 than 20, but that's how not reporting properly works. And that's what you're seeing. Everybody sees that 20% and they're thinking, oh, that's all we have left. No, they haven't left. They're all still there.
And I think they're playing with the cost to borrow to keep it low so they can keep playing the game, right?
100%.
That's what I think.
I'm pretty sure the cost to borrow is higher than it should be, or than it is, just because of the fact that if we knew the real numbers, we'd be more ready for when it's going to rip. We just watch it ticking away. Once they got up there to 100 to 200, we would know it's go time, and we'd just start FOMOing in. So they hide that from us, so we can't be ready. So when they decide to go and buy up the book, you will never know when it happens. They'll just come in, buy the book up, and then you'll FOMO in later, and then you'll get kind of hosed on buying late. And that's what they're probably looking to do. You'll never know when they do. They'll probably do it during market hours is when they'll buy that whole sell book, whatever is actually there, and not the spoofed ones. How long can they keep the stock suppressed if is actually a squeeze on the table? I'm surprised they kept it this long. But the longer they drew this out, the more chance they're going to get completely bankrupted. And whoever's money that is put into those hedge funds and stuff, they're going to lose all their money. So, I mean, I don't think the FDIC covers any of that stuff up to a certain point. So if anybody was smart, they'd be taking their money out of those guys. But for some reason, they're leaving it in there. And that's another thing, too. Bigums is talking about getting out of them ISTA banks. Like, that's huge. Like, I got out of my big bank and I went into a credit union because they don't play those stupid games. And when those big banks start getting blown up, credit union is still going to be there. So a good idea to get into a credit union because they're not playing all these shenanigans. So just want to try to protect yourself, expect the worst. And if it doesn't come up to the worst, then you're still safe. And that's why I wanted to bring Bigums on too, because he talks about ISTA contracts and credit union stuff. He knows about the synthetic shares and how they make counterfeits. Boss Blunts, I mean, he knows about the burning buildings over there with the papers in it. So much different stuff that all them guys covered that is just basically not enough. The information is not getting out good enough to everybody. I think it would be nice to get more eyes on what they know. Yeah, here's that question by Jeremy Taylor. It says, you say that the mining company that won't be mining until 2027. It was actually checked. It was 2023. So, I mean, I'm not sure where you're here in 2027, but that's not right. I think that's it for right now. Sorry if I did miss your questions and stuff. I tried to get as many as I could. We are kind of running late here, and I got to move on to my next segment. So I do want to make sure I'm ready for Boss Blunts later, but I'm going to talk to him about seeing if I'm going to welcome him and anybody in his group at any different time to come on, because we do have the option here to restream to every single channel at the same time. So if all them guys want to come on, we can schedule an event and we can broadcast to everybody at the same exact time. So we get as many eyes on the information as we can at once. So I'll talk to those guys and see if we can do something like that, because their message is huge. And I think it makes a lot more sense to at least understand or know what's going on. I mean, the credit union thing is huge. Getting out of them ISTA banks is huge. There's much, much more. So I'll let them guys bring it up because I don't want to spoil it. So, Ms. Harris, you want to wrap things up over there?
Yes, Jen, I do. Jen, I know you said you're listening, but please tell Tara Boyle she can come in. Froggy will not let her be attacked. She can come in. Froggy will not allow her to be attacked by anyone. Also, I want to thank Spence and all CSTrades mods, MediocreTrader. You're the greatest. I appreciate you. I appreciate CSTrades. Appreciate you, Froggy. I appreciate every single person in the chat. Everyone is up in the calls. Please go down in the chat, like, and subscribe to each of the channels. Froggy, MediocreTrader, and CSTrades. You need to like and subscribe. And I need to say this, and I'm not just saying this. I know you guys are tired of me saying it, but I'm going to say it too. I'm going to say it. You guys want to become a diamond member. A diamond member. Because when the squeeze starts, you will not be able to ask any questions. You will not be able to say, am I have a short cover? Am I close to my number? Am I close to the figures that I want? You won't be able to ask any of that. So you need to be a diamond member. The link is in the chat. A diamond member. If you want to learn how to do options, Froggy's going to teach that here eventually. That'll be for the diamond members. Diamond members only. So the options, calls, puts, or whatever they call it. Anybody that wants to do one-on-one training. He says one-on-one training and make sure that you learn. Also, I want to say, Frog, I appreciate everything you do. Sometimes I probably just, I don't act like it. Sometimes I probably don't care, but I appreciate everything you do for this community. Always be the parties. And again, please tell Tara that Boss Blunt will be on tonight with Frog. I'm not sure if Froggy's going to go space call, but just go down into the stream. She will. I promise you, she will not be attacked. You don't have to answer any questions by anybody. He's not going to allow it. Thanks, everyone. Everyone be safe. Have a great weekend. God bless each and every one of you. And as my son would say, we out. Thank you, Froggy.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming. Make sure you slap that like button.
Yeah.
Definitely need it. Yeah, I'm going to let Mediocre go ahead and close things out. I just want to get that slap in there real quick because it's kind of fun.
I love it. Miss Harris, thank you. Thank you, all you mods. I appreciate all you guys. Every one of you guys. Froggy, thanks for having me as usual. You guys, don't forget to beat that like button. Beat that subscribe button. Let's go. Let's start making some money. Slap Froggy's like button. And hop on over to his channel with the little frogs. You know what I mean? I love it. All right, Froggy. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming. I appreciate you all for coming. Yeah, that's pretty much everything is said. Make sure you guys stop back when Boss Blunts is on because he's got a good message that he wants to get out there. Yeah, LA says it would be awesome to have the Boss group on. So I agree with you 100% just because of the fact that it's a good group of guys over there. And like I said, tons of information, tons of DD. I mean, that group might be one of the best ones out there for DD. So I'm going to be looking forward to seeing what Boss Blunts has to say. And then hopefully we can get Bigums on here too, because he's got a lot more information too. And they're all passionate about the play and the people of the community. So they care about everybody, and it's pretty obvious. So as Jackson Hunter would say, real recognize real. So that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys later on tonight. Thank you for coming. And
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
And Jen, don't forget, Jen, and all CS Trades mods, I really appreciate each and every one of y'all, really do. But Jen, please tell Terrible and Froggy come back here. She will not be attacked by anyone. Am I correct, Froggy?
Right. We're going to be making sure we step things up to keep people protected. There's no reason for shills to come in and attack anybody that's in here.
Yeah.
So let her know and let Spence know tonight. I think she said Ball Blunt gentleman will be on, but she will not be attacked. I promise you, she will not. She will not. No time, not even tonight or tomorrow. And you just heard Froggy say it out of his own, not from his mouth to your ears. You heard Froggy say that.
Well, with that being said, I'm going to say, what's up?
Good night.
Oh, what's up?
What's up?
Who is that?
Later, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
I want to say something with Froggy with you. I just want to say something. Has the live stream shut down yet?
If I close it out, will you still be in there, or does it close it down for you too? Because I got to talk to MediocreTrader here off screen.
Shut down the YouTube. That's okay. I just want to make sure that she's aware that Jen will make Tara aware that she will not be because I know how it is. I don't know how it is. I really don't. I just want her to give that community.
I got him turned down over there.
You will not let her get attacked by anyone.
Be right back.
All right.
That's all I want. Do you hear me, Jeremy?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, we're definitely going to be making sure she's protected. We don't need to have those problems where people come in and try to badger her. I know she's been around fighting hard to get information and the word out there. She's very passionate too, and I hate to see anybody try to hurt her feelings in any type of way. So